Welcome into the New Orleans Saints podcast. You'll hear from players, coaches, broadcasters, and writers that cover the NFL on a daily basis. The New Orleans Saints podcast starts right now. Here's your host, Erin Summers.
Welcome into the New Orleans Saints podcast. This is a little special episode today because I had a chance to sit down with defensive tackle Khalen Saunders and go over his big play of the game from Monday night when he had the interception in the end zone. And we talked about a bunch of other stuff as well because he is probably one of the most entertaining players we have on this team, and there is a lot to him. So had a fun conversation with him. Before I jump into that, because there was practice today, want to go ahead and touch on the injury report. There were some players that did not practice yesterday that practiced today. In running back Alvin Kamara, he is dealing with a hip/hand injury on the designated injury report. Peyton Turner, defensive end, he was back as a limited participant, which is good because we haven't seen him in a little bit of time. And then wide receiver Rashid Shaheed, he's dealing with a hip injury, didn't participate yesterday, was limited today. Also good news, linebacker Willie Gay, he was a full participant today, which should help considering Pete Werner is still not practicing with that hamstring injury. Taysom Hill, Cesar Ruiz, Derek Carr, Lucas Patrick, and Will Harris all still not at practice today. So we'll continue to watch those players as well as the final practice to get ready for Tampa Bay is on Friday, and then they'll have their walkthrough on Saturday. All right, without further ado, let's get into this conversation with Khalen Saunders. Khalen, thanks for jumping back on the New Orleans Saints podcast. You walk in, you're on your phone because you said you're getting bombarded still about this interception. What has the reaction been like?
Man, it's been crazy. Just kind of getting, I've experienced it before, like with the draft and with like when I did a backflip for the first time and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously something that everybody's watching with it being Monday Night Football. It was like, I guess you can say, untraditional viewers because, it's the only football game on. So, it's different when it's like a Sunday game and it's like you got to choose which game you watch, and everybody's watching a Monday game. So it's been, people that watched their first football game ever saw that and they're like, you must be the greatest defensive tackle ever. I'm like, I'm far from that. But, so it's just kind of been that type of response. And it's been fun. And obviously it's been a lot. I can't really get to all of it. But yeah, it's been funny to see.
It was just kind of like the perfect storm in the way that they were telling the story about you and your brother, the dancer for Taylor Swift, and then you stuff Travis Kelce, and then the next play you get the interception, and it was perfect TV. The way it all kind of unfolded. But for you, for everybody now to know your background, your brother's background, and then that to happen, I mean, have people been reaching out about, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, it's Travis Kelce and then Taylor Swift and then you intercepted Patrick Mahomes, just the whole thing.
Yeah. Obviously people are now making that connection. Some people that have been following the Chiefs or me in general, they already knew that, obviously, like being connected with my brother and, him being her dancer, and then obviously me playing with Trav for a few years and stuff like that. So, some people already knew, and those were the ones who are, I guess you can say, like, kind of bragging on knowing about it already and happy about, the I guess you can call the Swifties, the Chiefs Kingdom Swifties, the hybrid fans or whatever. They already were all over it. Same thing with the Who Dat Nation fans and Swifties, like, the hybrid fans, they were all over it. They all knew. And then, but the new ones are kind of like, oh my God, we're making this connection. And it's like, it's just funny to see. But yeah, I mean, this definitely has been, it was the perfect storm. Obviously, we don't get to see anything that's playing on the TV screen while we're playing. So I had no idea they was talking about me, you know what I mean? So I'm just going out there trying to make some plays. And you mentioned a hit on Trav. That was actually my favorite play. I mean, the pick was fun, but just getting to hit Trav because I spent so many years telling him that I was smacking him. And so I finally got to. Same thing with Pat. I told him that I was faster than him. a lot of times throughout practice, and I would run him down if he was to ever scramble, and so getting that interception was fun to just kind of run and let him see the speed and stuff like that. But yeah, the connections are definitely crazy, and it's very coincidental, but it's always in good spirits and good fun.
Yeah, it's funny because I've been seeing a lot of people asking, oh man, he looks like a running back. He was holding the ball like a running back. And I'm like, dude, he told us like day one when he got here that he was a running back to start.
Absolutely.
Like this is something that he goes around telling. It's why you ended up on the offensive side of the ball for a couple plays last year. Yep. You have been trying to manifest this for a while, an opportunity for you to show those skills. So how good was it that you finally got a pick and you got to run? Yeah,
it felt great. I firmly believe that I could average like 3.5 to 4 yards a carry in this league. And, people be laughing at it, but like 4 yards a carry makes a good running back.
Yeah.
And I think I can fall forward for like 3.5, 4 yards a carry. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm standing on that because it's about short bursts. I'm not running marathons. Like, I'll be tired, but
yeah, I mean, I saw you with the oxygen on the sideline.
Like that. Listen, okay. Let me clear that up. Where I messed up was I continued my path down the sideline and then across the field. So in total,
celebrating.
Yeah, exactly. So like 37 yards is misleading because I wasn't on oxygen off 37 yards. I was on oxygen off of like 150 yards because I literally went down the field and across about 40 something yards. And by the time I finally got back to the sideline, with all the people like hitting you on the head and pushing you around, and you trying to keep your balance and stuff. So by the time I sat down, I was definitely I was out of breath for sure. And so, but no, it is fun to get to showcase just some athletic ability and go out there and make a play for the team. Most importantly, in a situation that we needed a play to be made. And so, always fun to get to showcase the ability, man. I just hopefully I can do that and get into the end zone next time because that was the goal.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the fact that you've told Patrick Mahomes you could beat him in a race, but earlier this year we saw Cesar Ruiz run down, some defenders.
Yeah.
Could you beat him in a race?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can bring him on the show and he'll tell you that in prowler sprints all throughout the OTAs and in sprints throughout OTAs that I lost one time to 29 wins. I was 29-1 in 30 matches. We can bring in the strength coaches. We can bring in Caesar himself. We can bring in anybody. I hit 15-8.
Yeah.
And that's because I had to cut back.
You had some teammates in front of you.
Exactly. I had people in front of me. You give me a chance to open up, I'm guarantee you I'm hitting 18.
Right, because he was in open field and he hit like 17-4 or something.
Exactly. So you give me open field just to open it up. I'm going to get 18 miles an hour.
How was it being back at Arrowhead, back where you used to play and around some of your old teammates?
Oh man, it was great. I think that I do a pretty good job of understanding the business of it all. And so obviously, we come with a job to do, and hopefully, the fans and just any spectators watching the game could see that, I love those guys, man. I love them to death. I love the Saints guys to death. Like, I'm a real team guy, team-oriented guy. And so whatever team I'm on, I'm going to have friends on that team. And that's just how it is. But I hope that hopefully, the fans and spectators just got to see that I know how to handle business when it's time to handle business. And, that being said, I tried to make sure I played a good game and just play really hard. Like a perfect example is the hit on Trav. Like, I love him to death. That's my favorite, the greatest tight end in my eyes of all time. But you on the opposite side in another color jersey, I'm going to have to, give you something to think about. So, I think that, that's part of me as a player and a person off the field is just the connections I make. But, it was great, man, being back there. It was nostalgic and, it was emotional. I definitely shed a few tears before the game just because it's like it's a beautiful thing, and it's also a humbling thing where you just like, man, this is where it all started. where so much of my life has happened, being Kansas City. Like I rode past my old house. I rode past some old places that I used to go to. The hospitals that two of my children were born in is right around the corner from my house down there. So, it was very nostalgic to kind of get to go through that and relive kind of those things that I did while I was there.
How old are your kids?
My oldest now is 5. My second daughter is 3, and then my son is 2.
Okay, so they don't quite understand the whole thing that Dad's playing football.
Yeah, my oldest does. She knows about it. She's like, Daddy, are you going to work? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, you gonna go play football? And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, obviously, my middle and youngest, they'll say it. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, so they're not begging for Taylor Swift tickets from your brother or anything like that.
No. My oldest has been to her concert when they were in Vegas, and that was the original leg of the tour. And now they got like the whole Tortured Poets thing like that, and so they've added some stuff to the tour, so she hasn't got to see that one. But hopefully, I'm trying to get her to be able to see that one soon. I know that they got more legs of the tour, and they, it's a complicated schedule with them. I have to get with my brother to see exactly when they go, because they go on like week and a half, 2-week breaks and stuff like that. So I'll have to get with him and see, but no, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I mean, I'm sure one day she's going to be like, man, I really missed out. Like, I could have capitalized on all this Taylor Swift stuff.
Yeah.
But you never know. Taylor Swift could be around for a long time.
Oh, she will be. Trust me. She is a legend.
Yeah. When are we going to get you back on the offensive side of the ball?
Y'all guess is as good as mine. And I don't know what else I need to show. I mean, I've talked to Clint a couple times. And now I respectfully, I've been told that the reason that Clint didn't know that I was on offense and doing good on offense is because he actually didn't watch the offense from the previous year, because he wanted to completely dissect and build up a new one. So I respect that. I
can understand that.
But that being said,
your campaign has to start over.
Said, like, come on now, go watch the tapes, go watch the interception. Like, this is not something I'm just kind of blowing smoke. I can help offenses, and just like in that role of a Patrick Ricard or the dude that's on the Chargers now, I don't remember his name, but just like those roles, like I can definitely do that and do it effectively. I mean, humbly speaking, my package was probably the most successful one in the red zone last year. And so I'm just saying, so hopefully we do get to do that, though.
Yeah, get you in some short yardage situation, goal line stuff. That would be a lot of fun. I mean, we got to get back in the win column. And I know after the game in Kansas City, you said that the only thing that this does is guarantee that we won't be better than 14-3.
Yeah.
Why are you so confident, or what are you confident in about this team writing things?
Well, first and foremost, you have to think like that. You got to think always we're going to get the next one. And like I said, in the locker room, this doesn't mean anything other than we won't be better than 14-3, because that's a true statement. You can go on a streak. I've been on streaks a bunch of times. I've obviously been with my former team. I've seen that in person. I've seen it. Like, literally, week 10, believe we lost to the Tennessee Titans and then didn't lose for the rest of the year. And that was I want to say 12-4 or 1-0. Yeah, that was when it was 16 games, 2019. So it was, we went 12-4 on that team, and end up winning the championship. And obviously, not to compare anything like that, it's just a matter of seeing it happen in real time, in real life. And so I know that that's doable, and then I know we have everything on this team that we need to do so. We got extremely skilled guys, especially, in every skill position on offense, we have exactly what we need. Then we got great O-linemen, and we help them to play even better now because of the scheme we have. Because I feel like, obviously, with Caesar and Eric being down, that's tough. Mm-hmm. But when they were here, we played a lot of movement football, which gets guys moving left and right, which is what Eric and Caesar do really well. And so, between them two and Trevor catching on with that scheme as well, like Trevor's playing some of his best football. And I think that, that's kind of what lends me to think like, we got everything we need. And then the defense, I don't really got to talk too much about that. The defense has been one of the top defenses since 2017. Mm-hmm. This is well before I got here, well before a lot of us got here. So that's just the identity of this team. So defense, I'm not too worried about. And then, like I said, offense, we have everything we need. So there's no reason not to believe that we can't turn it around and start stacking wins. And honestly, just being truthful, I don't want to be undefeated anyway, because last undefeated team that won a championship, who was that? The Dolphins? Mm-hmm. In like 70-something?
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen in this league.
Yeah.
Like, the last team to do that was who? The Patriots, and what they do? Lose to the Giants. And then after that, on the Chiefs, in 2021 or 2020, we went like 14-1, and then the last game we lost because we didn't really play any starters, and ended up losing that championship. Mm-hmm. So it's like, clearly it's not about winning every single game. It's about learning from the losses you do take, and then getting wins in there as well. And so I think that we can learn from these 3 losses that we have taken, and if we can just implement those into our preparation and just try to, turn it around, get those things back clicking like they were the first 2 weeks, there's no reason why we can't. We saw what it looks like when it works and when it's clicking. And so long as we can get that going again, I think we got no problem of double-digit win season, and if not, like I said, 14-3. And that's the goal. My goal is always double-digit wins, because that just gives you your best opportunity to be in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And if you can go 10-7 or better, that just, each win you get in that column after 10, kind of solidifies your spot a little better in the playoffs. So that's always my goal.
How much harder is it to write things when you have a shorter week and then an even shorter one coming up next week?
Yeah. 3 games in 11 days is tough. But I think that Coach Allen said that, and I always stick with me, that what they say, 90% of people don't care about your problems, and the other 10% are happy that you got them. Mm-hmm. And that's the truth. It's 31 other teams, like, thank God they played 3 games in 11 days.
Yeah.
And so, I think that it's just part of football. It's a part of the scheduling, and that's just something that you got to fight through. And hell, we get paid to play this game, so I love it. I don't, obviously it's harder on the body, but, I'm always for playing a football game, man, and that's just how I think. I'm a gamer. Not to say practice ain't important, but mm-hmm. we get paid for the games.
Yeah.
And so, I'm always looking forward to a game, and, just the key focus of getting our bodies back is going to be the forefront of everybody's mind right now. Just maintaining our health through this stretch, and just getting through it, and trying to rattle off a couple wins throughout it.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back in the Superdome. It's been a couple games now.
Yes.
And I think the home field, the crowd kind of helps give a little bit of boost of energy to you guys as well. Going to be a little different though with Spencer Rattler leading things on Sunday. You've had to go against him. He's been the scout team quarterback. Mm-hmm. What does he do that has made things difficult for you guys?
He has a big playability. I think that's kind of why we got some trust in him, because obviously being young is you're gonna have to be young. Nobody comes in the league with a league experience, and I think that we know that, and we know that he's gonna have his rookie troubles as far as just having seen some of these things in the NFL, but mm-hmm. All the ability is there, and obviously that's just, comes with reps, is getting experience. But as far as physical abilities and physical gifts, the kid has everything you need, arm talent, escapability, speed, and stuff like that. And so, I think that, this will be a great opportunity for him just to get some experience, man, get some looks against a live defense, a good defense as well. Being Tampa, I mean, they've always had a pretty good defense. And so, this is a great one for him to get some looks at. And then it's a divisional opponent as well, so he'll get to see him again as well. So that's always good. And I think that, he has everything we need, in a quarterback to succeed. And so it just comes with him getting a little bit of experience and trying to will us to that win. And, we're going to do everything we can to put him in advantageous situations, and we're going to have to play some good defense to make it a little easier on them.
What do the Bucs do, Baker Mayfield, that makes things difficult on a defense?
Baker himself is he's a great improviser. One, he has great scramble ability. He extend plays, and when I think we were looking at the stats, he's actually the best quarterback as far as scrambling for a first down on third downs. So I know that's a specific stat, but that's very important to us because third down is when we all pin our ears back and go rush. And if the quarterback is the one getting the first down, that kind of makes it a little tough. So, man, Baker, he keeps you off schedule, and he keeps you kind of on your heels and guessing a little bit. And, I respect him for that. But I think that, as long as we can stay on schedule and keep sending pressure and heating them up a little bit, make them a little uncomfortable, that'll help our case tremendously. What
is your favorite stat or something that you can do in a game to do? Is it interception? I mean, was that the highlight?
Score a touchdown, probably, honestly. However I do it, you know what I mean? I think that scoring a touchdown, whether it be on offense or off a fumble recovery or interception, just taking the ball into the end zone is the best feeling that you can have. Yeah,
I mean, we've seen the fact that you can dance a little bit. So what are our celebrations? Do we have those planned out?
Oh, yeah. I was planning on doing a little trip out, the little New Orleans dance. I was going to do that when I got in the end zone. So, hopefully that'll be the next one. But, definitely tripping out. And then, just I'm going to see how I feel after that. I'm going to definitely have to jig. See, it's a different jigging, though. New Orleans jigging is not St. Louis jigging. So, I'm going to shout out New Orleans with the trip out, but then I got to do my St. Louis jigging after that. So that's my goal. That's the plan.
Okay. Makes sense. With this game coming up, what do you think just the number one thing is that this team needs to focus on to get the win?
Well, honestly, I think that the game itself is what we need to focus on, because a lot of people will focus on the last 3 games, and that's what we don't need to focus on. We need to learn from them, but we don't need to focus on them. So I think that will be one thing. And then the other thing is just don't hurt ourselves. A lot of our of our 3 losses, all 3 of them has had some facet of self-inflicted wounds. And, those are things that we control that we can't allow. And so, I think that we need to focus on that, just, limiting the self-inflicted wounds and just going out there and executing the things that we know that we're good at, because we're good at a lot of things. It's just, we haven't been executing them as well as we might should. And so I think that, just going out there, hyper-focus on the execution of the game and our responsibilities within the play will help us, have a better chance at winning.
The NFL did a survey, asked what the best uniform is. Yeah. And the Saints won.
Absolutely.
What do you like? What's your favorite combo that the Saints wear?
Black on black.
Yeah?
Black on black. Yeah, you look like a killer. Who wouldn't want to wear black on black? I mean, that's just
I thought the all whites look good too.
No, not for a fat guy. Not for a fat guy. I mean, they do look good. Don't get me wrong. They look good. But when you're a little, obese, you got the little gut and all of that, and that's just look like 5-6 months pregnant. Like it's not a good look. Now the black, there's no depth. You can't see how far my stomach protrudes. So
straight on.
Yeah, straight on. So I can look like an animal in the all blacks, and I like that. And that's just lifestyle. I mean, like, you know, like even you go out in the everyday world. Would you rather have on a full black, you know, leggings, black, or would you have on white? Like black just looks good.
It hides some stuff.
Exactly. So that's just life. I mean, the black on blacks, they hit differently.
What about that black helmet?
I was as you said that I was thinking about black on black with black helmets. We might need to do that soon too. That would be, I would like that.
Because the Saints haven't won in the black helmet.
Well, let's wear them.
Yeah.
Let's wear them this weekend.
I'm not somebody who cares. I don't think the uniform has anything to do with...
I do.
Really?
I'm superstitious.
Okay.
Very superstitious. Like, as in... Everything I did last Sunday before pregame, I'm doing that exact thing. As in, also, so what is it called? Cheddar's, right?
Yeah.
The restaurant, Cheddar's Scratch American Kitchen or whatever.
Yeah, they don't have them here.
They have one in Slidell.
Oh.
And I used to eat that in Kansas City before every game. I had it in Kansas City before last game. Had a great game. So Slidell will be seeing me every Saturday at home from now on. Absolutely. And I'm getting the same bourbon glazed salmon with cheddar broccoli bake and red beans and rice and a honey butter croissant.
Wow.
Every time. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta be.
What else do you have to do the same this Sunday?
Yes, I gotta play. I gotta go out. You know, I do my normal. I walk a lap around the field. Then I come to the goalpost, do my warm up on the goalpost. Then I go play a little bit of catch with Mike Martinez. Now I'm ready to go. But that's from now on. That's the routine.
Are you put the sock on the same foot every time, like that detailed?
See, yeah, I try to, but you know sometimes I forget. My memory ain't the best, but I try to do my best to do everything like the same exact way. And so, yeah, I get there and I lay out I don't like lay them all neat and stuff, but I kind of like throw out everything I'm going to need for the game right in front of my locker. Then I go like stretch and get taped and stuff like that. And I come back and get an adjustment from the chiropractor. And then that's when I go into the go on the field routine. So that's what I'm going to follow for the rest of this time and see, you know, how many more. If I get an interception every game, then y'all know why. Y'all know why.
Well, I hope that's the case because it was very fun. And, I mean, it was a tough game, and that was a big moment for the Saints and really got the team back in it. And we got to get back in the win column. And, I don't know. Maybe if that doesn't happen, your brother's going to have to start coming to every game too. yeah, that too. That's my good luck charm, man. That's my dog, though. I love him to death, and I'm happy he got a chance to come with his busy schedule. But Taylor was there too, though. So you know, I guess they talked about it coming to it and stuff like that. So that's good. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us and sharing about that experience. And I love learning new stuff about you. You're a very interesting guy.
Yeah, a lot of layers.
Yeah.
A lot of layers.
Yeah.
Y'all still don't know some stuff, man. Y'all gonna, you know, it's all kind of music stuff and dance and stuff that I ain't uncovered yet. So we're gonna keep on digging.
I'm waiting for your album.
Yeah, that's gonna be coming soon as well.
Okay.
I finally got my recording stuff set up in my house, so I've been working on that too.
All right. I love it. And then I can't imagine what the photo shoot's going to be like for the cover.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah, it's going to be good.
Thanks, Colin.
All right, no problem.
I mean, does it really get much better than being able to sit down and talk to Colin about just about anything? So fun to hear him break down that play from Monday night, even the one against Travis Kelce, because he said he actually liked that a little bit better, which is funny. I will be back with another podcast tomorrow as we really dive in to this matchup against Tampa Bay, what the Saints need to do, their focus, and then we're going to hear from quarterback Spencer Rattler as well, as he'll be played in his first NFL game and getting his first start. Thanks again for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to the New Orleans Saints podcast. Join us 3 times per week on NewOrleansSaints.com, the Saints mobile app, or you can download the podcast on iTunes. We'll see you next time, right here on the New Orleans Saints podcast.